has looked better than ever, especially after Monday's big win over Philly. And during his weekly radio interview, Jerry Jones agreed, saying, quote, "I actually think he's playing better than he was before his injury." And Hall of Famer Brett Favre echoed the same idea on his own radio appearance, saying, quote, "The injury has made him even better. Sometimes that happens. Maybe you kind of internalize what you do best and focus." So, Shannon, do you think he's better than he was before the injury?
No. And it's still only 3 games. It's too small of a sample size. But since we're just doing 3 games, Skip, I give you 2019, the first 3 games of the season. Dak Prescott averaged 307 yards passing, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and the Dallas Cowboys were 3-0. Skip Bayless thought, and Jerry Jones thought they had a deal. He played so well, Jerry Jones was willing to give him a deal. Skip Bayless came out here, was just crawling, just beating his chest. Wow! You see Dakota Rain Prescott. You are in trouble. 3 games.
I don't think I was crowing at that
you
point.
were crowing.
No,
you felt so good about Dak. He had beaten Miami, beaten a couple of teams.
A couple of teams. How about the Giants and Washington?
And
right?
Miami.
And all 3 of them were going to go in the range of 3-13.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay, thank you.
But did he not?
You disqualified each one of them one at a time as garbage teams.
Yes, but let me ask you a question. Did he not play well against those teams?
Lit them up.
Okay, then. So for me, Skip, I get it. You know, everybody's happy, Dak. But when you look at it, completion percentage, it looks great. But Dak is 14th in yards per attempt. Did you know Dak only has 10 throws of 20 yards or more? He's 3 of 10 on those throws. He had that's 19th in the league. Derek Carr is first with 25, and he's only completing 30% of those. That's 22nd. Is that good? And I got one more thing for you, Skip. He's not nearly as mobile. He usually averages 5 yards per carry. He has 13 rush attempts for 19 yards. Is he the same guy pre-injury as he is after injury? Absolutely not. And one more thing, and then I'm going to turn it over to you, and I want you to take your time with this one. Now, Skip,
I need a lot of time.
Okay, well, I'm going to let you take your time. That's why I'm about to wrap up.
Yep.
52. Now, that's Ray Lewis' number. But it's also Dak Prescott's QBR. Is that good? Hold on, 52. Now, 0 to on a scale of 0 to 100. That's what QBR is, 0 to 100. They measure, take everything into account. Dak Prescott is only 2 over average. That's 20th. Now, there's only 32 quarterbacks. So that's how well he's playing.
Really?
Take it away.
Thank you very much. Now it is my turn, and I'll start where you started back in that 2019 season when he did play 3 garbage opponents to start off the year, and he just threw parties on all 3 of them. Giants at home in the opener, after which Jerry said, "A deal is imminent." That was the word he used, imminent. One of the reporters said, as in... And he said, as in days, like in the next few days, we're going to dot the I's and cross the T's on a Dak Prescott contract because he had just given Zeke his money after he came back home from Cabo San Lucas.
No, you misunderstood him. He said imminent, not imminent. Yeah, that's the dot, the I, and the T you talking about.
I didn't get it that way. I think Jerry meant, I think we have a handshake deal. And somehow the rug got jerked right out from under Jerry Jones, and he doesn't play that way. And once you go to contractual war with Jerry, it's going to stay at war for a long time.
And Dak won. Dak went to war with Jerry and won. That's what you told me. You just told me yesterday he won.
Here was the problem. What happened the rest of the 2019 season? From that point on, over the final 16 games, Dak Prescott stunk. I'll say it. He flat out stunk. And you know, because I've recited him way too many times at New Orleans, at New England, at Chicago, at Philadelphia. Do I have to keep going on? It was the Buffalo on Thanksgiving. Do you remember?
Yeah,
These were all disastrous.
Yes, I was trying to explain that to you. You said no, it wasn't that.
And who was at the vortex of all that awful performance? It was mostly starting with the quarterback. And you know why? Because he and his agent decided, no, we need more because I just lit this league up. We need to go for broke here. We need to bet on ourselves. Dak Prescott bet on himself down the stretch of the 2019 season, and he crumbled under the pressure to show Jerry that he deserves top quarterback money, which he eventually did get. By hook or crook, he got it. But then we started the 2020 season, and what kept happening? Dak kept getting off to horrendously slow starts, and then he would try to dig them out of a hole that was already dug way too deeply. Am I right?
Well, Skip, you can't say he dug him out of a hole when he was the one that was digging the hole to help put him in it.
That's what I just said. Thank you for repeating what I just said. It was mostly his fault they got off to horrendously slow starts and fell woefully, hopelessly behind. And you know the games. They played well at the Rams to start off with, but then here came Atlanta, and that was the one miracle. They should have been 0-4. They should have lost their first 4. But they came back miraculously against the worst pass defense in the history of professional football.
Right.
And then you know what happened against Cleveland, and you know what happened against Seattle, and it just kept on keeping on. It even happened against the Giants before, knock on wood, Dak went down and out for the season.
But it's funny that you say that Dak was mainly responsible for that in 2019, because at the time, if I'm not mistaken, it was Jason, 8 and 8 Garrett that got all the blame.
Well, I kept saying I criticized him almost every Monday on the show.
Jason Garrett,
Dak Prescott, I did. And Pro Football Focus ranked him over that stretch of 13 games the 15th best quarterback in pro football. Does that mean he deserves top quarterback money? I think not. So I was having a big problem with, what are you doing? You're not backing it up. You wanted to lock eyes with Jerry and win that stare down, and you're losing because one of your eyes is closing. And both of my eyes are closing trying to watch you on TV. Stink it up. So is he better now? Well, he's way better now because he is serene. I first guessed this during training camp, during Hard Knocks. I said, that's a new guy. He has a new piece about him because he got paid. He got his respect.
Okay.
He somehow did. He just waited out Jerry Jones, and Jerry kept missing opportunity after opportunity to go get a young quarterback or a veteran quarterback, one way or the other, and finally just threw up his hands and said, I guess I got to pay him.
Yeah.
He's paying him $75 million this year. Tom Brady is making $27.5 million this year. Right. And guess what? Dak is living up to $75 million man status.
Yeah, but Tom Brady makes $45 million off the field. So maybe one day
Dak may be making $75 million off the field. Every time I look up, there's another new Dak Prescott commercial.
But Skip,
and I saw the other, was it yesterday? I saw he's leaving, what is it, Adidas for Jordan Brand?
Yeah.
He
already left. He already signed with Jordan Brand.
Okay.
Yeah, Jordan, he had the 11s on the other night.
How much did that pay?
But here's the thing, though, Skip. You know, when you get sneaker deals, it's not a whole lot because ain't nobody wearing cleats to the mall. Ain't nobody wearing cleats with a tuxedo.
I don't know. It's status to have Dak Prescott on your side.
Of course. But it's more a thing for Dak than it is Jordan Brand. I get it. But here's the thing. What you keep telling me he was 15th back then. He's 20th in QBR. So where is he ranked now?
Well, what has he done now? What is his...
He's 2-1.
Okay, what's his degree of difficulty? I kept telling you, I first guessed this. He got thrown into the most unfair fire any team could get thrown into on opening Thursday night on the solo NFL opening night stage at the defending champs at Tampa Bay against the GOAT.
Is that the same team defensively?
It was exactly the same team. They started exactly the same players that they started in the Super Bowl.
And remember, I told you, I said, Skip, there have been very few teams defensively that are great one year and they follow it up the following year. And I gave you the stats. Only the 86 Bears that were better than the 85 Bears. The Bears had a 3-year run that will rival any defensive 3-year run. Because 84, they led the league in sacks. 85, you know what they did, Skip. And then 86, they were better than that.
Did Dak Prescott get forced to match throws with the GOAT at Tampa on opening night? Yep, he did. Did the Bucs, you even brought this up, did the Bucs want to show the world they were no fluke? Am I right?
Of course. Yes. But here's the thing, Skip. Tell me the team, the quarterback that have, with the exception of Matt Ryan late in the ball game, that has not matched throws with Tom Brady this year. His defense isn't the same. They're not generating the same pressure, and that back end has always been a liability, and because they can't generate the pressure, they're getting exposed. So this is nothing new.
Okay, my Cowboys have missed the playoffs the last 2 years. You picked them to finish third in the worst division of football this year.
Yes,
that was your pick, third.
And they would miss the playoffs again if the defense, if the division wasn't so bad.